wanted to address the topic of internet trolls and just miserable people on the internet. A lot of my clients, when they come to me, they always tell me about, like how the comments that people make towards me or the things people say about me makes them feel like they got to stand up for me. Or like even my mom gets like upset at people's comments and replies and things like that. And I didn't always have thick skin. I didn't always have a strong stomach to like deal with those things, but I'm actually grateful for those moments of virality, because those things taught me how to be more of a tough cookie when it came to those kind of situations. So it was on my heart to talk about, so we're gonna talk about it. So let me start by saying that I am how do I word this? Instagram and YouTube are really funny about words now. I am a CPTSD survivor, and I dealt with a lot of bullying and things like that at home and at school. So coming into adulthood, when random people on the internet that you don't know would be mean or say things, of course I'm going to take those things personal, because those things were triggering things in me that people had either said in the past, or might have just triggered situations where people weren't nice to me and I couldn't understand why, right? So I'll never forget the very first time I went viral. This was right after I had Junior, and I did a ponytail on myself. And you guys already know that I've been dealing with thinning hair, period, since I deal with postpartum shedding, period, but it started to really get bad right after Junior. So my hair got really, really thick. I had this really thick, beautiful puff. I wore my natural hair a lot during that time, but then like maybe about 6 to 8 months after I had him, of course, that's when that shedding started to kick back up again, which is normal. And so my problem areas have always been like right here. This has always been the area that, like, anytime my body goes under any kind of stress, that hair be like, all right, girl, see you later. And so when I did the ponytail, I had to add a couple of tracks to fill in right here. And of course, that's when that's why her hair is like this now, and this and this and this and this. And you find yourself trying to defend yourself because these people don't know you and they're just making assumptions, right? But you're not thinking like, oh, these people don't know me. No, you're just thinking like, damn, why are people being so mean? Like, they don't even know what's going on with me. Hold on. So you're just like, it's hurtful. It's like, damn, like, how could somebody that doesn't even know you, you've never done anything to them, how could they be so mean to you? Well, that's why. And so I'll never forget, like, it went viral, and I was so used to my my social media community that at that particular time, I hadn't dealt with anything like that. Like, if I dealt with weird stuff, it was from either somebody that didn't like me because of a dude, or if it was like somebody that felt some kind of way for their homegirl who didn't like me because of a dude. It was never anything that I had done to anybody. You know what I mean? So it was like, this was the first time where I felt like I was being bullied by complete strangers. And I'll never forget, like, I took the video down. I can't find the video now. I can't even find it in my iCloud. I took the video down. The pages that reposted it, I DM'd all of them and was like, please take this video down, because of all the work on my page, you guys repost the one where everybody's making fun of me pretty much. And there was nothing wrong with the ponytail. Like, ponytail was flawed, but it was just everybody, per usual, always focuses on my hair loss. So recently, I want to say, this was it like February? Yeah, this was like February of this year. I posted a date night video. So me and Nick, because our anniversary falls on February 4th, but we always celebrate it on Valentine's Day because Stink's birthday is February 2nd. And so we're spending so much time getting Stink's birthday together that there's not really, between that and rent, there's not really any time for us to do things for each other. So we've just decided that we would celebrate Valentine's Day and our anniversary together because it's on the same day. So anyway, so I post, and I've posted about my hair loss many a times before that. But this particular time, this one went viral. And it was the one where I did the swoop and I did like the curly bun in the back. And it's so funny because everybody that knows me knows, like, I've been doing that hairstyle since high school, but whatever. It happened to go viral. And I'm talking about like 20 million views viral. So you can imagine the things that were being said. Now, when it first started happening, it was bothering me some. Because it was just like, damn, like, there were men in the comments that was just, everybody assumed because of how my before looked, and we're talking about, like, you know, I hadn't waxed my underarms yet, I hadn't done my makeup, so you could see all my acne scars, and then, you know, I obviously have to show my hair in its natural state before I actually style it. And there were so many people that assumed that because I got on camera as raw me, which y'all know I do this all the time, which is weird, but I got on camera as me in the raw, there were so many people that assumed that I was like catfishing somebody. And it's like, I walk around like this most of the time. Like, every now and then I may put a hat on, you know, if I don't feel like brushing my hair, but like, it was very disappointing. And a lot of this, you know, obviously as well is, you know, with being a black girl, you're gonna always get a lot more hate and negativity, especially from your own people. Because out of all of those comments, yeah, there was a couple of like clear people trying to be funny, or it was a couple of Hispanic people trying to be funny, or they put shit in Spanish not knowing that I speak Spanish. But it was mostly my people. And after the initial like hurt, because I was blocking and deleting comments and whatever, but after the initial hurt, I just it got old. And I come to say this to you guys because there's a number of things that I've learned from this experience. Because I've gone viral again since then. And people, it's number one, a lot of people use the internet as a place to dump their own personal feelings and issues about themselves and other people, because they could never go walk up to somebody in person and say the things to them that they would say on the internet. Like, no one in my whole 33 years has ever walked up to me and was like, that's why you ain't got no edges. Ever. And the funny thing about it, what kills me is I've explained, I don't know how many times, where my hair loss comes from and why. And I don't do this because these people are owed an explanation, because fuck them people. But I do it because there are other people going through exactly the same thing that I'm going through, or sometimes even worse. And it takes a lot of courage for someone to get up and say, hey, this is what I have going on. This is what's going on with me. But let me show you guys what I do, or how I maneuver around that, right? But you have to look at it from a place of, ugly is not always appearance, right? Ugly could be your spirit. Ugly could be your soul. Ugly could be your personality. There's a lot of beautiful people on that app that just are mean, right? And so for me, like, no one, it's just funny the reception that you get when you show up as you. Because if I show up with a lace wig on and I show up with a full face of makeup, then my followers are going to be just as fake as my appearance, right? And it was crazy because it's like, okay, so am I supposed to go to my date night with my man looking fucking crazy to make the internet feel some kind of way? Absolutely not. I did what made me feel good. And that's all that matters. So because we are in a generation where a lot of people's lives are lived over the internet, people have this really bad habit of taking a 15-second or a 30-second or a 1-minute video, and they create these whole assumptions about you and your life. And you have to remember at the end of the day that these people do not know you, and that they are taking a couple of second long video and making assumptions about your life. And so what I do now is I don't even harp on certain things. Like, there are features on these apps where you can ban certain words. And then there are also things where, like, if the app thinks that you're being bullied or what have you, then you could always, they'll most of the time they'll delete the comment. So it'll say like, oh, comments similar to this, or have been considered bullying in the past, and they'll just delete the comment. Another thing I do too is I honestly just, if I look at a comment and I see something that's just mean, I just block it. I don't even give it the time of day. I don't sit on it for too long, because why would you let a complete stranger hurt you? You don't know these people. And I had to get out of the mindset of, oh, well, I wouldn't do anyone like this. Okay, well, a lot of these people are not me. And then you also have to remember that there are a lot of human bodies being inhabited by demonic and dark forces. So a lot of the time, these people, the genuine person himself is not speaking. It's the person's insecurities that are speaking. Some people are upset at the fact that you could get up there being yourself and people love you for that, and they can't do the same, or they don't have the wherewithal to do the same. There's a lot of people that are bothered by that. But the way I look at it is, why would I get up and get dolled up for a whole shit ton of people that I don't fucking know when I look a certain way with my men? So if I'm supposed to be impressing anybody, it would be the person that I wake up to every day, not a bunch of strangers on the internet, right? So that's how I look at it. You're going to see these acne scars. And then when I heal those acne scars, then I could come back with the testimony of what I did. Prime example, I posted a couple of days ago the fact that my edges are starting to like fill in some. Now I did, after scalp inspection, there are a couple of little spots that I have that are, the follicles there are just gone. But I already have looked into a hair transplant. However, those of you guys that are educated on the matter know that if your hair is currently falling out, it makes no sense to go get a transplant, because there's something internal causing your hair to fall out. So you'll go get a transplant and then the hair falls out anyway. Okay. So when I made the post, I literally put, this is what's been going on. You guys know, yada, yada, yada. This is what I've been doing, and this is what's been working so far, and I did it before and after. So this is how my hair was 3 months ago. This is what my hair looks like today. Do you know how many people got in the comments with suggestions? I never asked for suggestions. I've also learned that there's so many people on these apps that refuse to read. They refuse to read. You know why? Because if they understood, then they wouldn't have anything mean to say to you. And they need something mean to say to you because they're unhappy with their own lives. So you get to a point where you just realize, look, I'm putting myself out here on this platform. People are going to have things to say. I always say, though, my platform is not a free speech platform. I don't have to put up with anyone's disrespect. I will not put up with anyone's disrespect. If I don't agree with what you're saying because you're being disrespectful, you can disagree. You can disagree all day. But I don't have to deal with it. I don't have to put up with it. There are people that will go on your page. They'll ask you a question about something. They've never spent a dime with you. They've never reshared a post of yours. They've never done anything out of support. But then they expect free information. And if you miss the comment, then they're like, oh, see, I can't stand a hairstylist that gatekeeps. I don't know you anything. I don't know you anything. The clients that sit in my chair are educated. I post so much free stuff on this internet. So much free stuff. You know why they don't know anything about it? Because they don't take the time to look. They're operating from their own PTSD. They're operating from their own insecurities. So if somebody doesn't answer you fast enough, if you're an insecure person, you're like, oh my God, they're ignoring me. Why the fuck would I ignore you? I don't even fucking know you. So that's how you got to start looking at shit. If you are going to post your business, if you are going to post your artwork, if you're going to post anything, your children, whatever it is, if you're going to post this shit on a platform and make it public, understand that there is a dark entity somewhere, a miserable ass human being, a dark force inhabiting a body, a person filled with insecurity, a person filled with self-hate. You're going to have these people show up. And a lot of the time, these people don't even realize that they're miserable. They just need a place to vent. And you just happen to be the person that crossed their timeline today. It's literally something that happens. I've watched it. I've literally seen, you'll see somebody, like, if you ever like look at those like good vibes pages or the religious pages, where it'll be a lady that be like, hold on, let me pray for you. And she may pray for you to have a good day. And it is a miserable ass person in the comments talking about, well, it's not a good day for me because so instead of accepting the prayer, because obviously she knows that there's someone like you out there, instead of accepting the prayer, you're going to go and dump all your crap on this lady who's praying for someone like you. See what I mean? That was my TED Talk for the day. I pray that you all have a beautiful day. And if you don't, in the words of Miss Tabitha Brown, don't go messing up somebody else's. Have the day that you deserve.